Hi, everyone. I'm Patty Tucker. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to Bridge. I'm so excited that you're learning. I was 11 when I first learned how to play bridge, and I've been playing bridge the rest of my life. I've loved it every time I play. There's something new that happens. I get a different hand, something I have to figure out. It just never gets old. So I hope you're going to enjoy it as much as I do. All right. Bridge is played in two-person teams. You notice you have a table directional map on your table. It says north, south, east, and west. So in bridge, the person across from you is your partner. North and south are partners, east and west are partners. What's really good about that is you always have somebody on your side helping you win. We use a standard deck of playing cards. We don't play with the jokers. The dealer, that's the description of the person who deals the cards. And we'll have a different dealer for each hand, but it's the player who starts dealing the cards. They start with the player on their left. They deal the cards one at a time face down. You don't look at them until you get all your cards. They go clockwise around the table. There's 52 cards. There's 4 players, so everybody should end up with 13 cards. So before you look at your cards, keep them face down and count your cards and make sure that you in fact have 13. There's nothing more frustrating than to get to the end of a hand. Somebody's got 2 and you don't have any. There's a concept of honor cards, and in bridge, the highest card in each suit is the ace. The ace is never one, it's always the highest. But we call the ace, king, queen, jack, 10 of each suit honor cards. And way back when, 100 years ago, what the players that were making the rules for the game decided was they were going to have hearts and spades, is what we call major suits, and diamonds and clubs are going to be called minor suits. Now, that's not important right this minute. That's just something that has to do with how the game is scored, and it will become important later. But just kind of put that in your back pocket and keep. A few people have a little bit of trouble. Usually, hearts and diamonds are not a problem, but spades and clubs. If you've never played cards, sometimes those get mixed up. Remember that spades have a point at the top. They're kind of like upside down hearts, and diamonds and clubs. Clubs have a rounded edge. So spades and hearts are majors, minors are diamonds and clubs. Ace is the highest, and then the king, the queen, the jack, the 10. That's the order of strength. And then you just go 9 down to the 2. What happens when you start a hand of bridge is someone will take the cards and shuffle them. And you don't know who yet, I'm going to tell you. And then you deal them out. You deal them one at a time until all the cards are gone. And everyone looks at their cards, counts them, makes sure that they have 13. And what you do is you sort them into suits. That means putting all the spades together, all the hearts, all the diamonds, all the clubs. Most people then arrange the cards within those suits from highest to lowest within each suit. Most people separate red and black. Now, it's not part of the rules. You don't have to do it. You won't get thrown out of the game, but it really does make it easier, especially when you're new, to find the cards you want. So I highly recommend that you do. Now let's talk about how it's played. How is the game actually played? One person will play the first card. The first card played in every hand of bridge is called the opening lead. And then each player, going clockwise, must play a card in the same suit as the suit that was led. And then the next, and then the next. Those 4 cards are called a trick. And you have 13 cards in your hand. You play them one at a time. There are 13 tricks in every hand of bridge. The player who played the highest card in the suit that was led wins. Okay? So here in diamonds, the king was the highest card. But remember, north and south are partners, right? So north-south partnership wins the trick. If your partner wins, it's just as good as you win. Now, the actual player that played the highest card was south. So South won the trick, and they would lead first to the next trick. And they don't have to play the same suit. They can lead any suit they want. They can play any card they want. If you look at the bottom of the page, you're going to see a special way that we keep the cards. We're going to play a hand right now. So let's give it all a try. Remember, you're going to follow suit led for each trick. Play is going to go clockwise. The highest card in the suit led is going to win the trick. And you're going to turn the card in front of you, face down, and point the length of the card in the direction of the partnership that won the trick. If you look at the bottom of your page, you'll see how we stand the cards up or lay them down depending on who won. Some people actually say that. Stand them up if you win them, lay them down if you lose them. But if you and your partner won, you're going to place the card face down vertically. And if your opponent's won, you're going to turn the card face down horizontally. That's how we keep track of who won the trick. And then you kind of stagger them so it's easy to see. So the opening leader for this hand is going to be East. Now you might see that you have a plastic holder on the table in front of you. Notice that it says North, South, East, and West. There's just a little pocket in that plastic board. You'll pull your cards out. Make sure you have 13. Sort into suits. And then East is going to make the opening lead. All right, have fun. All right, let's take a look. North and South, how did you win tricks? Remember, it had to be the highest card played in the suit that was led. So which of your cards won tricks? Probably your aces and kings. Probably that queen of diamonds. The jack of clubs might have won a trick, maybe not. But your aces and kings probably did. And sometimes you can win tricks with smaller cards. So look at that diamond suit. We've got quite a few diamonds, right? We have a 5-card suit. We consider that kind of a long suit in bridge. So you might be able to win with your smaller cards because after you've played that ace, king, queen, if you led the 8 or 9, maybe nobody had any diamonds and you were able to win a trick with that card. So long suits can help you win tricks. And this type of hand that you just played is what we would call a no trump hand. There's no trumps. If you're not familiar with trumps, I'm going to tell you about that next week. But high card wins. So what you want to look for, those aces and kings and queens, those honor cards, long suits, and I'll give you a hint. Sometimes 10s and 9s can help you win tricks as well. Now, what about East-West? How did East-West win tricks? Well, my guess is that they might have won the ace, the king, the queen, the jack of spades, probably the ace of clubs. They didn't have a long suit, so they weren't going to win any tricks with small cards in a long suit. You might have won a trick with one of your hearts, either queen or jack of hearts, maybe the queen of clubs. But I feel pretty confident that your spades and your ace of clubs, you most definitely won. Okay, so what I want y'all to do is I want you to play more hands. I want you to deal the cards out, count them, make sure you have 13, and you can just rotate who gets to lead the first card. We had it East last time, maybe South leads first next time. You can also rotate the deal. Hope you had a great time, and I'm going to see you next week, and we are going to talk about the other kind of hand you might play, which is one with a trump suit. See you next week.